Have you ever traveled through time? We do it every day.
Asgardia is a country with a population of more than 1 million people from more than 200 countries on Earth. Asgardia gives everyone equal opportunities, no matter what their earthly status is.
It is possible to create and live in the future right now. Are you ready? Forward progress is the solution to the entire human race. Our mission is to bridge new horizons. In Asgardia, there is no limit to the universal development in the fields of technology, finance, and arts. Asgardia is a new space and digital economy which creates opportunities for the global economy. We deliver innovations. Do you want to get on board with us? We are developing various kinds of digital businesses, attracting them to the Asgardia platform that can be backed by the means of our umbrella, i.e. franchising of the Asgardia brand. We can not only attract investments into space programs from prominent institutional investors, but also affordable amounts from the citizens of Asgardia. We comprise of more than 1 million people.
Asgardia is a chance to realize one's dream. This is a dream-driven space nation. Asgardia is a chance to belong to a community of free-thinking enthusiasts, goal-driven dreamers, and fearless innovators, theorists, and scientists.
We are the first space nation. One humanity, one unity.
Asgardia.
We are creating
the future.
Like 6 different AIs in my mailbox, just have one, then the people, they should be here, because if you got to discuss something with them and they're not here, then what's the point?
Yeah. So you can configure autopilot to be here even when you're not. So you can just tell it to listen like that.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I am not.
Oh,
Hello, I'm not an autopilot.
oh,
I'm
everyone.
really me.
I
I might fail the
am a
Turing
pilot
test,
too.
but that's just because I'm not very intelligent. Thanks very much, everyone. It's good. Right, so welcome. I think we're just about to go live. As soon as I get the message. 2 minutes live. Yeah, okay. Right.
That might be an idea, Lambert, to discuss that briefly. Whether or not we find it reasonable that people have an autopilot listening here and not being here themselves. I don't know whether that's true, whether there's many people that do that, and whether it's technically possible, but it seems a bit like it if I look at the screen.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure who's here and who isn't. In terms of that, because let's have that conversation with everybody once we start the meeting. Yeah. I haven't got an objection to people doing it. I just really would like. I'd like to have 135 people here every week, 150, because it's not a massive commitment of time, and the people who come here do the most work, and it's working. Ricky, and then we'll start. Ricky?
Yeah, we were discussing it before you came on, is that there is a lot of AIs, and if you need to ask somebody something and just their AIs here, then you're not able to talk to them. Now, if they want to have a recorded AI notification, then maybe Linda could do one, or one of the staff could do one that could be sent out to everybody. Because after these meetings, I usually get like 5 or 6 different AI notifications in my mailbox, and that instead of just one. So that might be a solution. I don't know, but it would make it better, I think, if, like you said, to have more people here, because if somebody has to be questioned about something to, explain something to make it clear for everybody else, but they're not here, just their AI's here, then you're not going to get an answer.
Okay, well, let's discuss that in the official meeting. Rebecca, just checking, Rebecca, that we are live. I believe we are. Yes, we are. Okay, let's do that. Let's add that onto the list. And then we have a presentation today as well. People of Earth, welcome to our weekly question and answer session here at Asgardia, the world's first space nation. I hope that you can hear everybody well, and you'll certainly see the very best approach to using an online dialogue process that you'll ever see. And that's because, well, essentially, we've worked out how to run a digital democracy. The purpose of these meetings is not to have a vote, but to have operational discussions. And increasingly now, to actually do things such as agree action steps which will deliver things for Asgardia and thus for all humanity. And actually, one of the great things that we're going to hear today is from Cheryl Gallagher, who's involved in an absolutely magnificent project, which everyone can really be involved in. Right, I know people laugh because I always list things, but then you know where we stand. I have 4 items to share. First of all, I want to thank John Fine. He chaired the chairs meeting just before this. Let me tell you, a very human thing. I had to go to my child's school because she will be spending the first night away from her parents very soon. And I made that my number one priority today, to go to the meeting. Because at the end of the day, I want my child to be ready to spend many days away from me, hopefully in space, and maybe I'll go to visit her. So thank you, John. And I'll ask you to do a quick summary of what I understand was a lively debate between you and Ross earlier on. I was there in spirit more than you know, by the way. I was watching over you in a funny kind of way. So we'll go to John once I've gone through my 4 points. The 4 points are as follows. We're still getting very good results from the Dallas and, well, the Pan-American total eclipse events. Big thanks to everybody. TJ needs some photographs from you. If you're here, you probably are. Yes, TJ, well, your autopilot is, so hopefully you're there somewhere. You need to get your photographs. And apologies, Evie, Sarah, if you've already sent me yours. I just want that ring. If you've sent it, I just haven't seen it. Apologies. I did have a look, but I didn't see it. Sarah's written a very nice article for the next edition of Room magazine, which is great, and it summarizes and captures the spirit of what we did in Dallas. That was a great trip, and I know that we can turn those things into high-powered, high-profile building. Excellent events, which are truly motivating. I was also very motivated to see, I think, 6 plus members of Asgardia's Parliament there, and that was just great. So I will keep returning to that. But I just want to say that thank you to Sarah for what you've written. That will go in, and it was appropriate that you write it because you and Teresa and TJ and the others were responsible for its success. And also to Carol, Ariadne, and the others who organized events along the path of the eclipse. Second of 4 things, the ALF date is confirmed. We discussed that the other day. And I will just confirm this with you to make sure there's no dispute or confusion. It is on Saturday, 11th of May. And that's 1300 to 1700 UTC. So I'm saying 4 hours because we never really use 6 hours. We're far more efficient than we used to be. It might be shorter than that. The minimum duration for an alpha has been, I think, 90 minutes. So that's when we'll be discussing it. What we will be discussing is the legislation for the next digital sitting, which means we move on to the next item. I'm proposing that we have the next digital sitting at the end of June. And I'm still looking at Friday 28th, Saturday 29th, and Sunday 30th of June. I want to check with the head of nation and others and administration to make sure that works, but that's the date I'm looking for. Just for those who are new to this, if you're watching, those are our formal parliamentary sittings. We have 4 of those every year. And I hope that means that we have what amounts to progress on legislation and other important work from committees and so on. It's a 3-day event, Friday evening, UK time, Saturday afternoon, which seems to work well for most. I know Jason in the United States prefers a slightly different time. Most people seem to prefer the new time. It certainly suits me better, but I'll work it around what you need. And then Sunday as well, afternoon UK time or GMT. So that's happening then. And then the final thing I have, before I ask John to do a quick summary, and Ross might want to say something as well, is that we have proven that when we go to these space symposiums and events, people are interested in what we do. I would ask each of you to see what's happening in your country and let us know, and maybe it's possible for you to attend and represent Asgardia. That would be perfect. That would be the best thing. So if I can, then I'll come and help you when it's worth me doing it. I might not add value by attending, but if I do add value by attending, then I'm happy to come to see you and happy to participate when I can fit that in. Asgardia's gone public, if you like, big time, and we are round and around and about, and there is still no substitute for those physical meetings. Coming up after we've had our discussion and questions and answers, we have a great presentation coming from Cheryl Gallagher, who's joined us. Good to see you, Cheryl. A former Asgardian Member of Parliament and now a Minister for Culture, and a woman who I missed by just a few hours when I visited the States. She arrived just as I was leaving, nothing personal. So, John, do you want to summarise your meeting, the meeting which
Sure.
John kindly chaired? Peter wasn't able to do it because he has a political commitment in the UK, and I had to go to see my school because the future is our children. Right, John.
Well, I was honored to step in for Peter, although there's no way I could ever replace such a prominent man as him, but I did my best. We started on a topic going over committee rosters and our next steps in updating and verifying those rosters, as well as finding gaps in the system and how to mitigate those gaps. And that led into a topic, a discussion about committee management systems. There was a short presentation, and we started to debate the best practices and the future expectations. And that debate did get lively at times. But in the end of the day, we're one big happy family. We all left happy and didn't have no illness towards each other. So it was just a good debate. I enjoyed it. So yeah, and that was between. It was a good subject to talk about. I think we really did a good job of covering everything that we needed to cover. Yeah. Thank you.
Ross, do you agree?
Yeah, it was very spirited. John is, as always, an excellent debater. So it was a good experience, and he did a great job chairing that in Peter's absence.
Well, sounds good. Good. I don't want to make it worse. I don't want to drive that up.
It almost got to the point where I was going to start dumping tea into the Boston Harbor, but we didn't get that far.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, it worked the last time. Yes, indeed. For those who don't know, the Boston Tea Party was a famous statement of independence by Americans. Well, by soon-to-be Americans. They were still technically British at the time, but it was all instrumental, all instrumental in the process. Right. So we've now got to any other points from the team here until you or before you hear from Cheryl, or shall we go straight to Cheryl? Ross, then Jakob. Ross.
Thank you, Lambert. I just wanted to just raise the fact that I plan to relaunch Nation Builders as registered Asgardian media company, with a view of helping to spread the message of Asgardia and share news about what is happening in Parliament and beyond. And in order to get that up and running again, it was a very strong community before. I just wanted to give the members of Parliament a heads up ahead of time that I will be looking to see if anyone wants to join the leadership team. Thank you.
That is great. Do you want to explain what Nation Builders did?
Yeah, so Nation Builders was a community-driven organization that worked to bring members of Asgardia together and give them kind of a focus, things to do, projects. Some of the things we did were incredible. We held live debates. We did a watch party of Head of Nation's address. We published the first Asgardian book. We held contests. And it was just a really great way to inject some energy into the nation and, to help bring those kind of like-minded people together. So in this next iteration, it will be a bit more formal. I will be registering it in Asgardia on our business registration website as a media company, but the goals will be very much the same, just giving people a way to contribute to building the nation.
Thank you. I was always very impressed with it, really impressed with Nation Builders. I'm glad you're setting it up again. It's tremendous that you have that dynamism. And also, let's be honest, you were the absolute motive power behind that. And we can build the nation. That is great. I think you should change your name to Nation Builders. Maybe
I could, maybe something like, I don't know, Chris Builder, something like that.
That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Chris N. Builder. People would be confused, but there we go. Jakob, you're next.
Yes, thank you. Something completely different about selling things, and mostly about creating new things and using existing things, existing services. Just as a positive message, how you say that, idea, a hint, tip. I don't know the word in English. Suggestion, that might be the best for everybody at Asgardia and about that wants to create things and sell things. It is a very good idea to start to sell things within Asgardia. We have an economy, and you can start a business at asgardia.trade. You can register your business there, and then you can do business. And once it is using the brand of Asgardia, you should get a license to use that, because it's of course a trademark. So you can get a license for that. It costs virtually nothing, and just some paperwork, and then it's okay. And if you don't, that's also no problem, because you could go to an existing shop, and that's Star Shop. That's currently the only shop that has a license to do things with the Asgardian trademark on it and the Asgardian branding on it. And that's a smart idea, because it's very easy to do that, because you can use it as a service, shop as a service. You can click on the Star Shop and you can say sell on Star Shop, and then you can sell your stuff via Star Shop as a service. And that saves you from a lot of work because you don't have to do product presentation, payments, license payments, branding contracts, return goods processing, all those things you don't have to do because it's all taken care of via Starshop. And return goods, of course, you also have to do yourself, but they can arrange the whole structure for you. It saves you a lot of work if you do it like that as a service. And so you can use it even as an incubator. If you want to try something and you only have a few products now and you're thinking, okay, maybe I should sell them, maybe first go to Starshop, let them help you as an incubator. And then if it works, you sell a few things, then register your company at Asgardia.trade, at our business registry, and get your trademark license agreement, and whether that's appropriate, and start selling. Join to the economy of Asgardia. But the main message is reuse the things that we already have because those work and they can learn you how to do it. They can help you start up your own business. Just an advertisement from me. Thank you.
Thank you for that. I'm certainly delighted, absolutely delighted with the fact that Starshop continues and is a role model for the rest of us. Let's not pretend. It's a role model for the rest of us.
Yeah.
And for me, my opinion is we now find ourselves in a situation where it's copy and paste. Others can join as well. Ria Dell and the original head of the Starshop Enterprise, Ben Dell, who's now minister, they really went through everything and they designed the process. And it's a great thing they designed the process because it makes me so happy to see how effectively it runs. I can see all kinds of strange things happening in John Pine's picture there.
Yeah.
The hearts coming off him. And that's AI at its beautiful best. So a couple of useful things then. Jakob's call to action. We can make money in Asgardia. You can make a profit in Asgardia. It's allowed. And the head of nation will be happy if you do it. Really happy if you do it. So let's not avoid that opportunity. Let's do it. And then the second thing is nation builders. Get in touch directly with Ross Cheesewright. We'd like to be involved. I attended some of the meetings. It's amazing to think it was 5 years ago now. It's a great organization, one of the most effective organizations we had. It was self-motivated, self-designed, and it was successful. So thank you very much, Ross, for doing that. I still want to meet up with you here in the UK at some point. There's no substitute for that. I think that you and I have got great things to discuss. I do feel that Asgardia has really begun to do things rather much more than just talk about them. And if you remember when I stood to be the chair of Parliament again, I said I want to move from a period of building the structures to delivering results. And I think we are beginning to do that. Okay, John, and then I want to move to Cheryl's presentation. John.
I didn't notice if my hand raised or not.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to ask. Okay, I wanted to ask Ross if Nation Builders, when he did it the first time, did he have a Patreon page, and did you have like selling of T-shirts and hats and stuff like that the first time around?
We had a Patreon page which did bring in some donations. Unfortunately, not enough to cover the operational costs. We did have a store for where we created some T-shirt designs, but they weren't really for sale. We gave them away as prizes in competitions. But this time around, it will be. The goal will be to make it a self-sufficient organization, a proper Asgardian business, both through crowdfunding, content creation, revenue from ads on YouTube videos, and potentially apparel if there is an appetite for it.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely buy a T-shirt. Yeah, I thought your logos and stuff were pretty cool, and you could probably sell that on Star Shop. But I'd definitely buy that and wear it in the mall, and and have a website there for people to go to. Yeah, I think you could really get that thing. I don't know. I can really see that they're really taking off, and
Yeah.
I hope the best for it.
Thank you very much, John. Yeah, we did have the logo professionally created for that reason. So we have it in a bunch of vectors and styles, so we can apply it to apparel or whatever. So yeah, if that does take off in the future, I'll let you know, and you could be among the first to sport the brand. Thanks, John.
Yeah.
That sounds like praise indeed. Make sure you have a John Fine size T-shirt. I don't mean that in a rude way. I've offended you in front of the world, John. I think we're pretty much the same size, actually. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to the main event tonight. That's Cheryl Gallagher's presentation. Cheryl Gallagher is the chair